Almost a year ago now, the fairly unknown GameCube and PS2 game, Piglets Big Game, gained a new following and meme status when people discovered certain songs from the game, sounding almost exactly like something that Akira Yamaoka would have made for the Silent Hill 2 soundtrack. With this new interest in the game, I saw gameplay of one of the levels that featured a piano loop that I quickly recognized as the music used in the 2005 Flash game, The House, made by Sintai. Once I realized that barely anyone on the internet had talked about this, I decided to make my own video on it, thinking that was it. The origin was found. However, as the months went on, I would think back to that video and wondered, is this really it? Was this specific piano loop made just for Piglet's Big Game? Or was it from something older like a sample CD? It was something I would ponder for a while without doing any research into. That was until I got this comment on my video. Lambda M pointed out that earlier in 2005, before The House came out, another game called Akuma Mortis Immortal featured the same piano loop, which led me down a small rabbit hole of games that used this song. Starting with The House, this song is featured in both the dining room and living room areas of the game, and despite having some crusty flash compression applied to it, it is only the second lowest quality version of the loop that we're going to cover today. Five years later, in 2010, The House 2 was released and featured the same exact music on the title screen as well as the final level of the game and the credits. Finally, for the House series, we have the Halloween special, released in 2012, where the music is used in the credits. I don't really know if this counts as a House game. It's made by the same developer, it has the same visual style, the same gameplay style, but it was just a very short Halloween thing. But I'm counting it anyway because it uses the loop. The next game I wanted to bring up was the one that got me to really start digging in the first place, and that is Akuma Mortis Immortal. This is a very interesting game. It's a rail shooter from 2005 made for arcades. Our favorite piano loop is featured in the prologue, the Joker card minigames, and the total results screen.
The talisman stone has been broken. In order to revive the circle of light, Akuma cards must be fused into one of the two foundation stones. The slot.
Something interesting to note is, in my research, I found the soundtrack to Akuma Mortis Immortal uploaded on YouTube by Random Access Gamer, and the music was credited to Mit's sound design, which, as far as I'm aware, have no other mentions on the internet besides the credits for the soundtrack of another game called Cooper's 9, and a Reddit post looking for the same piano loop and finding the same OST uploads. So despite this leading nowhere, I thought I would bring it up anyway because it's pretty interesting. 2005 seemed to be this piano loop's biggest year, as we have yet another game released that year, this one being Scooby-Doo Unmasked for the PlayStation 2. As far as I'm aware, this loop is only in one spot in the game, being a lone piano in the corner of a room in the level Rock and Roller Coaster Terror.
Oh boy, Scooby Snacks! Yikes!
Our next game is of course Piglets' Big Game, released for the GameCube and PlayStation 2 in 2003, the game that sparked this little deep dive of mine. As stated in my original video on the subject, this loop is played on a haunted piano in the music room of Eeyore's castle. The final game, and probably the most interesting one to use this loop, is also the oldest game out of all of these. It is of course none other than Crash Bandicoot 99X. Released in 1998 for the Tiger 99X handheld from Tiger Electronics. Despite being a Crash fan, I had no idea this existed until a few hours ago, and it is definitely a video game. I did mention that the house's version of the loop is only the second lowest quality version that we will talk about today. Well, this is number 1. Funnily enough, this game is actually how I found the original source of the loop. Searching for Crash Bandicoot 99X music, I was able to find a Wikipedia page on the sound effects wiki for a sound called Sound Ideas Horror Music Theme 4 Full Mix, with the only thing on this Wikipedia page being a reference to Crash Bandicoot 99X. After searching for the file named mentioned on the Wikipedia page, I found that it actually comes from a very popular stock library from 1989, that being the Series 4000 Hollywood Sound Effects Library from Sound Ideas. So there we go. That is the actual origin of the piano loop. You may be asking, who cares? It's just an obscure sample that was in a few random games. And to answer that question, I care. Me and maybe like 3 other people. I first heard this loop around 15 years ago and just associated it with the house. So 14 years later, when I hear that it was actually featured in something else, I was of course very interested. I really did think that the source was Piglets' Big Game, and maybe the creator of the house played that game and thought the loop was creepy, so they put it in their game. However, it always lingered in the back of my mind that this sound was from some kind of stock library or sample CD. So I guess finding out it was used in something else made me want to validate that thought I had. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed researching it. And if you know any other media where this loop is used, please let me know. I would love to learn more about this niche little topic.